My name is Eunice, and today I'm going to talk to you about how it is growing up as a Ghanaian African child. Growing up in an African house was difficult for me because obviously my parents have been growing up in a different generation with a different type of discipline compared to the discipline of our generation today. So in their generation, at a certain really early age, females tend to be trained in a way to become, let's say, housewives, in the sense of like you have certain duties as cleaning. You need to learn how to cook from the early age. You need to be able to help in the house when obviously the males of the house are not in the house, especially because when they were growing up in, let's say, poor conditions. So they struggled to even like to do different things. It was difficult because obviously like the females tend to be like the help in the house, help the mothers, help the sisters, make sure that everything is running smoothly in the house. So obviously, as my parents being growing up like that, they kind of had an expectation from us, the children as well of today, to kind of grow up like that. But obviously, as I said, generation of today is a little bit different, especially growing up in Europe, which is a completely different situation than growing up in Ghana. Also, like the discipline in terms of like punishments and stuff like that tend to be different. So back in the days, for example, they used to be punished differently, and they tend to try to run that through our generation. However, through our generation, certain things are not like allowed anymore, for example, by law, as in like maybe be your child for a punishment. It's tend to be seen as against the law now. But back in the days when they were growing up, it wasn't. So that's the kind of discipline they grew up in. So they tend to be growing up trying to basically send that through our generation as well.
Different.
I think my parents, when I was younger, they were more strict on the rules and the way of discipline. However, growing up and as also growing up, as I said, in a society that is completely different from Ghana, which is an African country, I think they're trying to adapt and they're trying to learn different ways to actually have a different perspective of discipline. So, for example, as I was saying in the example of like beating your child as a punishment, after a bit they stop doing that because they realize that things have changed. That's not the way of disciplining your child anymore. That's not the way of punishing your child anymore. There's different ways. So yeah, I would kind of say they're being more, not even generous, the word generous, but they're trying to adapt to the new society and to the new rules of society, basically. So when I was in Ghana, obviously I was a little bit younger, but I still saw different aspects of how people treated people who come from abroad to the Ghanaian country, how they treat them. So I went to school for like a bit when I was in Ghana, and they used to call me Italian Boga because obviously I used to come from Italy, and they used to be really keen on being friends with you, knowing that you're from abroad, you're different, you've not grown up with them, so your discipline and everything is different. So they treated me good, but also sometimes it can be tricky as well because some people might try to take advantage of that, knowing that you don't know how the society runs there. They might try to take advantage of that in terms of like, let's say, money and stuff. But in terms of my personal experience being young at that time, I had a good experience. I liked it. I liked the way people were towards me. As I said, sometimes some people can be bad, but some people are really good. And yeah, to conclude, I can just say I'm a really proud Ghanaian, a proud African child.